Hello and welcome, I am the Sterling and today we'll be playing Going Medieval. A few episodes ago, I built this monstrosity. And just like myself, in the comments you let me know how much you hated it. You've also been giving me plenty of great ideas on how I can better utilise this space for warfare. And so in this episode, I plan to begin to fix all of it. So sit back, grab a cold one and let's get started. In the last episode, I mentioned that we were going to start building the stonemason workshop. Though I'm going to have to put that on hold because I think it's finally time for us to actually get stuck into fixing this front entrance, which is actually going to involve us completely redoing the front. And this project is not going to be any small feat. This is going to be like nothing I've done on this map so far. It's going to be a Sterlington level build. And for those that watched my last season, you'll understand what I mean by this. It's going to be huge. There's going to be digging, earthwork, me trying to remember how on earth I actually built it in R&D, me stuffing it up and having to redo it. Long story short, it's going to be big. And as for inside, this is all got to change. It's gone. I'm going to get rid of it. Essentially, the way it's going to work is I'm going to have a staircase that runs up inside of here, all the way to the top, into a little gatehouse-like thing here, and then you'll come out into the nice, big, huge new facade, unlike this humble little one we have at the moment. Think at least 3 times the size of what we've already got, and that's me being a little bit liberal. Now, the reason why I actually want the staircase to be inside of here is because I want to funnel the enemy into this corridor, so then they once again have to break down these doors before entering into our kill zone. Thus, they'll only be able to come out 2 by 2 and hopefully our archers up here on the landing can pick them off. Now, recently there's been a new update which gives us the ability to unlock and build siege engines such as ballistas and the dreaded trebuchet. Now, I've had a bit of a play with the ballistas. In R&D, I put a couple up here on the landing, fired them off a few times, had a bit of fun with the enemy, and honestly, they're not all that great defensively, especially in the setup we've got here. I actually do more damage to my own buildings and my own structures than I do the enemy. And as you'd expect from siege engines, they're very clunky. I'm actually better off just having more crossbows than having these ballistas. Now, if we were defending Ironhold from outside and the enemy siege engines were in range, then maybe I'd see a point in having our own siege engines. We'd be able to take a defensive position up here and knock out the enemy. But as all of our defense is inside, I don't see the point. But now another sneaky thing the enemy does is they actually burrow into our mountain, which that's going to actually bring in a whole new sort of way I defend Ironhold. But anyway, I get off topic. I have so much to do with this build that I really don't have time to be sitting here prattling on. So the first thing I need to do is basically delete everything that I've already established on the entry, and then we'll have a nice clean slate to start building. So let's hit play and let them get demolishing. Wow, we've got a new settler. And with this major project that we've set out to complete, I'm going to take on this new settler. I'd like to introduce you to Sleepy. Nah, I'm just playing. I'd like to introduce you to Renoff. Now, I'm going to go ahead, set up their jobs. I assume they're going to be another blacksmith. I'll set up their schedule. I'll set up their weapons. Regardless of what they're actually good at, they're going to be a marksman. Then I'll file them into the ranks and they can get to work helping build this major project. Fantastic. That's the first phase of this build complete. Now, as you can see, I completely dismantled our initial stairs and the original doorway is now being refilled with soil. So now to enter, you must come up this flight of stairs here, then travel down through this stairway all the way down to the mine at the bottom. We have two sets of doors, one leading down to the mine and then one now entering into the city. And then as you can see, I've built two walls either side, funneling the enemy into a kill zone where we can pick them off nice and easy. In the comments, lots of people have been giving me all sorts of advice, suggestions, and as you've probably already noticed, I've taken a little bit of everything because you all had some fantastic ideas. But sadly, that was the easy part. Now it's time for the hard part, finishing the face. So no more messing about. I'm going to get stuck into it and start building the next phase. Fantastic. That's phase 2 of the build complete. And my word, we're making decent time. I honestly would have thought that this would be taking a lot longer than what it actually is. But nonetheless, now we're ready to start phase 3 of this build. Now to do this, we're going to come up to the research tab and we're going to come across here to defensive structures level 2. That will give us metal traps, gates, and ornate gates. It'll cost us 30 Chronicles. Unlock. Now that we've unlocked defensive structures 2, we can now unlock defensive structures 3, which that's actually what we want, because that will give us tall gates and ornate tall gates. To unlock this, it's going to cost 25 Chronicles and 10 textbooks, which we've still got plenty. We've still got 298 Chronicles, 87 textbooks, and 40 thesis. Let's unlock that now. Done. Now, the reason why I wanted to unlock the defensive structures, because I want to put some tall gates here at the entrance. One here and one on this side. It's really going to flesh out this build and make it look a lot more grand, having these massive big doors entering into the actual mountain. And the good news is I think we're basically ready for them, because what makes these gates differ from normal doors is they remain locked. You can unlock them and leave them open, mind you, but their default state is locked. And now that we have basically everything we need underground, we can leave them closed. In saying that though, I am going to leave them open for quite a long time, only due to the fact that most of our storage is still out the front, so we need to be able to get to it. But once our storage is inside, then I'll lock the gates. So now that's taken care of, we're ready to start phase 3. So let's hit play and let's get to work. Here we go, we're being attacked. And my word, that's a pretty decent looking army there. Quite a few in heavy armor, quite a few archers. This is definitely something to worry about. And furthermore, they've spawned on top of the mountain. This is scary. This is not good. Isbor was out hunting, and the enemy has actually made it to the front entrance before Isbor can get back. To get inside, Isbor is going to have to fight his way in. Come on, Isbor. No, the enemy's ignored him. Though the rest of the enemy don't seem to be fazed by any of this. They're just standing around. So here we go. We've got Isbal running down after the enemy. Hopefully we can one-shot kill him. The bugger's cutting through our bloody wall. Get him, Isbal. Come on, Isbal, you can do it. If I have to, I'll run through these doors. Takes them so long to reload. What are you doing, Isbal? Oh, that was a good hit. One more, mate. Come on. And he's down. Fantastic. Now we can bring Isbal in and put him with the rest of our archers. Luckily, all the enemies weren't at the gate. That could have been bad. And now finally the enemy's moving. Though I don't know where they're going. And the game's glitching quite a lot there, isn't it? I don't know why, but the enemy's just collecting here at the stairs in the stairwell down to the entrance. There's actually nothing blocking their way down here to this door. I don't know why they're collecting. I must admit, lately the AI has been doing some weird things. They're not going directly for us anymore. I've been reading that the devs have been doing some things with pathing and the way the enemy attacks, and I'm starting to wonder if, because of the way that I'm actually building our base, underground in a mountain, if this is all actually interfering with what it is that the devs are actually doing. Because I'm sitting here looking forward to trying out our new defense, and I just don't get to. This is a shame. I also read somewhere in the patch notes that there's a glitch, that when you build grated doors underwater, the enemy doesn't quite know what to do, and so they stand around a lot. And I'm wondering if maybe that's the cause. Because this is a bit of a shame. I'm actually looking forward to a big fight. I guess there's nothing left to do but run out the clock. I've even just sent Garen down to open up the front door. He's coming back now. And they still haven't taken the bait and come down. Now, with the new battle balance system, I'm not sure if we can run out the clock. I'm not quite sure how this works. I'm under the understanding that you've actually got to get out of this grey area either direction to win or lose a fight. We've got some enemies coming. I might have spoken too soon. Here we go. They've taken the bait. Fire! Yes! Another enemy is dead. Oh, here we go. They're all coming down now. This is what we wanted. I might have to leave the doors open, which is kind of odd, but fire! Another one down. Yes, another one. We just got to keep our eye. Isbal's getting hit. If Isbal gets hit too many more times, yep, we're going to have to move Isbal. And who else is getting hit? Garen's also getting hit. So who are the archers here that are getting us? There's quite a lot of them here. We're going to have to start targeting for them. Come on, Isbal, you got to get out the way, mate. You're going to get killed. Yes, we're getting hit hard here. Maybe I was better off just waiting. Another one is down. That's good. Though Garen's not looking too good at this point, and Isbal is bleeding out in the room. If Garen takes too many more hits, we're going to have to put him away too. And that's another one down. Come on, take him. That's another one down. Last archer. Fantastic, the last archer is down. What are they doing? They're just standing around doing nothing. That's all right, good. Okay, let's tell our archers to take this bloke out. And another one's down. And now this bloke. Let's get him. Attack, what are you guys doing? And that's another one down. We might actually beat everyone at this rate. Now, I'm wondering if I should try and lure these guys out. So I'm going to bring my melee down here and see if I can lure these blokes around the corner so we can kill them. And doesn't seem to have worked. They haven't taken the bait. Though if we don't hurry up and end this fight, Isbal's going to bleed out. This is not great. Bugger it, I'm going on the attack. Let's go get them. What? Another one's down. And another one. And another one. Come on, go, go, go. And another one's down. And we are victorious. Does not look like the clock runs out anymore. That's a bit disconcerting. Maybe it was just this fight, but I don't know if we can run the clock out. And if that's the case, we're going to have to sally forth a lot more, putting our melee at risk. No, that's not the case. There's still enemies alive, as you can see here. Sort of. And he's dead. And another one's dead. And another one's dead. Geez, they're all here. And that's them all dead. We just seem to have to defeat a certain amount of the enemies before the rest will surrender. Maybe that's what that battle bar at the top's all about. If they've changed the rules of engagement, it just means I'm going to have to learn the new rules. Let's be honest. It's not like I was all that great with the rules to begin with. So let's undraft our archers. We'll undraft our melee and get them all healed up. And we'll also allow them to pick up all these spoils of war. Fantastic. We finally got a decent fight. I'm happy about that. And no one died. Oh, wow, another new settler. And yes, of course, we're going to take on this one as well. I would like to introduce you to Lunda. Now, a search party will arrive in 1 day and 21 hours looking for her, so we better get prepared. In the meantime, I'll take care of her job, schedule, and management. Once again, regardless, she's going to be an archer. As for her job, I'm not quite sure what we need at this point. So I'll just go around and I'll have a bit of a look and work out exactly where we're going to place her in the workforce. workforce. First day of spring, 1359. And let's see where we're at this point. We've got a new settler, Lunda, getting healed up, making number 13. Like I said, she'll be another archer, and I've decided to make her our third blacksmith. That way we'll have a blacksmith that can work the furnaces at all time. We'll have Hisky working the armor smith table, making armor, and then there'll be a spare blacksmith to float around and either operate this other armorer's table making shields, otherwise they can operate the blacksmith's forge, making weapons and mechanical components. Now through winter, fodder held out. We've ended up on the other side of winter with 708 fodder, which is good. We got quite a bit off the ground outside before winter, plus the barley that we're pulling off the ground throughout the year. So it's worked out quite well with our fodder. Food, on the other hand, has actually been very scarce. We are still relying far too much on food from the outside. And it hasn't been too bad. There was plenty of deer for us to hunt. I've also been doing our little trick after the battle of luring in the wolves with the dead bodies and then hunting the wolves. Though I would much prefer that we were completely self-sufficient on food, especially now that we have 13 settlers. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to need to extend this farm. But that will have to wait for a moment, as we still have not finished the entrance. Speaking of which, we've finished the next phase of the build. But in all honesty, we're only about halfway through the build. Yes, you heard correct. This is about halfway. There is so much more that I need to do on this build before we're done. Unfortunately though, this and the raid on its way will have to wait for another episode, as this is all the time we have for today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.